So if everybody hates Instagram, why are we all on it? Some might say, oh, it's because we're addicted to the dopamine from the algorithm. Correct. That is one of the reasons, yes. We have a chemical relationship with the algorithm, most of us, and have had at least, 5, if not 10-year long chemical relationships with the platform. Okay, yes. Anything else? The other main thing is, I'm going to go back to my illustration here. So if you haven't been here yet, this is a millennial. It's a stick figure, right? And they have one hand in the analog world. This is the analog world pre-2000, we're calling it, the era of books and TV and outside and soccer. And then we have the digital world. And the millennial has one hand in the analog and the digital. Now, the reason why everyone hates Instagram but they can't get off of it, which, by the way, that deserves its own little pondering. Why is that? How is it that we as a population have somehow created an internet environment and behaviors that we all don't like, that we can agree pretty unanimously that we don't like, but we still use every day? Again, some of it is the dopamine relationship, the chemical relationship we have with it, but the other big part of it is in this illustration of this digital world. I was trying to show how we're at Web 2.0. We had Web 1.0, which was the first iterations of interfaces to help us navigate the internet, such as Internet Explorer and Google and AOL, right? And then when we adopted smartphones on a mass level, we got into Web 2.0, which put us in the land of third-party applications, apps, such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, etc., right? So the reason why we're all using Instagram, even though we hate it, is because we have built real infrastructure around it, okay? And what I mean when I say infrastructure is, think about highways, right? When cars were invented and started to get adopted in a more mainstream way, it took decades. Well, it reorganized the whole country, right? I'm talking about the United States specifically. It's one thing to create the invention. What happens is the society starts to integrate the invention and creates environments for that invention, especially if it's revolutionary and transforming the world. So as the mobile internet was taking over the world, we created real highways, real roads. And again, you have to understand, prior to the car being adopted mainstream, we had railroads in this country. We had railroads, we had trains, and that was the revolutionary technology of the time. That was how people got around. When cars started to be more adopted and more mainstream, a lot of those railroads had to be ripped up, and they started to pave highways. There's actually some fascinating documentaries about the laying down and the tracking of the U.S. highways, like throughout the entire United States. But that changed how you got around the country. Before the freaking railroads, people were walking. People were walking and using horse and carriage. But before the horse, they were walking. So it's the same place. It's the same country. It's the same land. It's different technology, which makes different environments. And right now, a lot of millennials, because we have a hand in the analog world, the way our paradigm works, the way we think, about these things is like, well, let's just go back. But the world isn't going in this direction. The world's going in that direction. So what I've been trying to explain is that, yes, in 2010, when you wanted to just put your phone down and go back out into the real world, into the analog world, which to millennials is the real world, which that's going to change for future generations, there was enough of that there still. It's not there in the same way. So we're all here because we've created these highways. It's funny, when the internet first came out, one of the ways they described it or titled it was the information superhighway. Because again, we had to figure out language and terms that was going to help us understand what even is the internet. It was very hard to explain. It honestly still is. We honestly still have such a narrow point of view of what it is because we're really trapped by this illusion of 2.0. And so, like, if you've ever heard an internet guru tell you like you need to build an email list and not just focus on Instagram, or what I used to say all the time is, you know, you rent internet space in Web 2.0, but you don't own it. So you know, a lot of young people right now, if I ask them, what's your business goals? They'll tell me, oh, I want to reach 10K on Instagram, right? Which to me is like saying, I want to, let's see what the equivalent would be. I want to, you know, I don't know, I'm trying to think of equivalent with the highway. Help me out here. The point is like, you're trying to like build a home on top of something that you're just renting. So like basically, yeah, so it's like saying like, oh, I want to build my dream mansion house in this house that I'm renting. And it's like, yes, technically you could do that, but it comes with risk. And that's what I'm trying to focus on here, is the risk that we take on by building on these margins. And I think the last important point I want to make in this video is that technology can be designed in a way that it marginalizes us just by standing still. I don't know if you've ever done any of those like experiments, or just if you've been in rooms, the way rooms are designed, you might somehow find yourself pushed all the way to the edge of the corner without you realizing, without someone saying, hey, go in that corner. No, you just naturally, because of how it's designed, you end up in the corner. And that's how I feel these most of these applications are designed, and they kind of just push us into like these like places where we're like, whoa. This was not the Instagram I signed up for in 2010 or whatever it was. If you notice, your phone has become smarter. Your apps have become smarter. It's not the same place. It's not the same environment. They're throwing in different features day by day, and they're like little freaking, you know, minefields that just, bloop, oh, now we're doing this, bloop, oh, now we're doing that. And it's like, what I've been trying to explain is like something as simple as a like button, something as simple as an M dash, something as simple as a follow versus using the words followers as opposed to friends. These are cute. They create big behavioral shifts. And it's almost like, you know, when you have water in a container and you like move it like this, that's what it does. It's like, ooh, political swings, economic swings, and there's a lot of volatility. And it's exhausting, and we're tired of it. And that's why we want to go back. But this is why we can't. So I need us, you know, to hopefully gain some curiosity about how we can become marginalized through technology. Our behaviors can become marginalized. And I'm not here to start beef with anyone. I'm here to help advise on healthier ideas that can make the internet a more enjoyable place. You know, I think that's a very important thing to say, because I'm not here to like, you know, just be preaching doom and gloom. It's like, no, again, I'm trying to focus on how outside of this, we still have Web 3.0. We still have a great and powerful internet that we can use to actually connect with each other. Because if you notice, guys, we have a revolutionary technology meant for communications and meant for interconnection. It's called an internet. It's supposed to internet us. And the design that's currently in it is low-hanging fruit, and again, mostly built by awkward teenage boys. And so we can revisit it, and we can use this tool for connection to be designed in a way that actually helps us, guess what? Connect.